Happy Christmas and happy holidays. Many blessings to you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, and may the 2026 becomes more prosperous, more healthy, and more happy year for you, and it brings more successes and friendship and happiness in your life. I thought today we talk about that what could be our next year resolutions. And today let's discuss one of the resolution that could really should be that could be part of our overall, um, I'll say, life motto. And one of that which really helped me is that how to be among the people who convert no to yes. See, there are two type of people. One who always say no to everything, and they turn really opportunities to challenges. And then there are the other type people who may be smaller in number, but they really turn challenges into opportunities because they don't take no for an answer. They know how to turn no into yes. Just no is not in their vocabulary. So I thought today I share with you some experience as well as some motto I have for myself, that how I want to be, more of a not a yes man, but more of a man who could really take a positive approach to turning no into yes, not just for me, but also for my circle. So, anytime you ask anybody anything, if they really need to put an effort, they find a way to really, say no, because it's their inertia who is basically giving you the answer. Many times you pick up the phone and call even a utility service, or you call if you've been overcharged by any utility or any phone company, or if you really have anything which you are asking beyond the protocol, they say, oh no, sorry, we just don't do it. And you know that if you talk to the supervisor, you end up converting the no into yes. So why? Because in every single echelon, people have trained people that, hey, uh, you know, try to really give as little as possible, and satisfy the customer with just a pep talk instead of giving them more what they need. And that's unfortunate that they, as you go more upward to the echelon, and you go on higher in the hierarchy, you end up getting more of strategic answer, because people in different layers are mostly given only tactical methods to deal with the problem. They are not very strategic in nature. So, for example, if you are, applying for a commercial loan, and you go to, a loan officer would like to deal with it because they find that this is their domain, and they'll give you the answer they have. And most of the time, that's a printed answer. But do you know that you can actually get more? For example, if the printed CD is at 4%, I tell you that I've never gotten any just printed amount in my life. I always talk to the right people, and believe it or not, you can actually get more value than just what's printed, what's advertised. So, which was no by the loan officer, it became yes by you dealing with a more strategic person. So, what's the lesson here? The lesson is that you don't really take only tactical approach, you take three-dimensional approach. Three dimensions, the first one being tactical. Of course, you have to use tactics to get into the next level. And then the next level is really technical, and the last is strategic. For example, let's say you go to buy the car, and you go and you, most of the time you're talking to a salesperson. They are very well trained. They're trying to offer you coffee, tea, greet you well. They try to get on your soft side. They show you the car. They're very nice people, really, really hard worker, very hard worker. But unfortunately, they have very little power. and they just can only go by what's advertised. Okay. And then they just have you sit in the room, and then they go back and forth with their hierarchy, and then the first level hierarchy, and then the second level hierarchy. But they basically try to make that printed solution as the best solution and better than what you can get anywhere. But if you really, those are all tactics. There's no strategy in there. That's all tactics. They're well trained for that. And you are using your tactic. You're basically giving them your need, your information, and all that kind of, they want all of your information, upfront. And you basically, but now you using your tactics, but the next thing really is the technical side of discussion, that you basically understand that what is the true value of that vehicle which you are going to buy, and you need to understand what is their invoice price and what is their list price. And that is really the technical side of things, that that you understand the actual invoice price and the list price and advertised price. So this is really knowing the technical side of things, of knowing what really are the true prices of the invoice price, the actually cost the dealer get, because dealer has 10 to 20% margin. You believe it or not, it's not just 5 to 8%. It's sometimes it all depends on their volume, and it depends on different layers. So that's all technical side. So as long as you know the technical side, now you're having a technical discussion. But then that technical discussion may not be understood by the salesperson you're dealing with. And we're getting in nitty gritty, but the real thing is that you talk to a strategic manager who understand your value, your long-term, your relationship, and your ability to bring other customers, your outreach, and what is in it for them to deal with you differently, deal with you different than what's written on the paper. Why should they do that? What is the long-term benefit beyond just one car? So that, and what is the long-term benefit for beyond just one loan and one CD? What is the long-term benefit? So that's the technical side, and how you present it is a strategic. So you need to have the right technical data, and how you present it is really the strategic, that what is in it for them to give you, their low margin. And sometimes it's the better relationship for you as well, better service for you as well. So you got to really look at this each question as a three dimension: the tactical side, that how close or far this dealership is, and I have to come there, and what can be service, what am I offered in the service, what kind of relationship I'm offered, and how easy or difficult it's going to be for me to deal with the service. So you are really looking at the tactical side, but then also the technical side, what is the long-term cost of ownership, and then the strategic side, that what kind of relationship you are building, what is in it for them in the long term, and what is in it for you in the long term. So, and that formula is applied not just at car dealership, not just as in the bank, but in your entire life. That if you really, you know, use this approach and try to approach everybody, whether that is your spouse, your children, your friends, your parents, your social network, if you look at what is in it for them, how are they thinking, what is better for them in any kind of situation, if you analyze their mindset, and it's also called stakeholder analysis, that what is their interdependence and what is their interest satisfaction with you, what is your interest satisfaction, how is your interest satisfied with them, how is their interest satisfied with you, and how they are interdependent on you, and how you are interdependent on them. And that's the reason you have to figure out this stakeholder analysis. If you are dealing with 10 different friends or 5 different people in the team, you need to see who is your ally, who's your supporter, who's your blocker, and who you can convert from a meddler who is somewhere in between and to an ally. So you got to identify who's your meddler, who's your ally, who's your supporter, who's your blocker. And that depends on your ability of analyzing the stakeholder analysis based on interest and interdependence. Look at their interest and your interest. Are they aligned? If they are aligned, then they are your supporter. You don't need to worry about them because your win and their win is same. And sometimes it's not understood. And that is where tactical, technical, and strategic side comes in for you need to explain them. So they go from, not understanding their interest properly, their interest satisfaction properly. If they understand, then they may become from meddler who don't care to people who care because they realize that how it is in better for them in the long term too. So the idea is that you convert no to yes. Don't take just the answer is given to you that may be a no answer as the standard answer. Your answer should also be measured and pre-calculated. In any discussion, negotiation, meeting you are going into, you should have your own benchmark outcome. What should be the outcome? What problem are we trying to solve? And you have that calculated for you, and it's your benchmark outcome. And then if you get better than your benchmark, great, all power to you, provided you don't you enhance relations. So if you use this three-dimensional approach, tactical, technical, and strategic, and then also you do your stakeholder analysis right, like you say, okay, what is the interest? If you are able to understand, that's the leadership, you understand and envision their interest, you understand and envision their their dependence, interdependence, or their dependence, and then you know present to them, and in this way you turn your meddlers to allies, and your even sometime you can convert your blockers to your meddlers based on your leadership vision and your style of presenting them. And honestly, if you use this technical and strategic approach and you show to them, then they may be able to see it differently. And that's the reason, that's how you convert from no to yes. So not only this give you more benefit, but this also put positivity and open mindsets of your team members as well, and they will understand how to build their internal benchmarks and prepare themselves better before they go into a meeting. That's part of the preparation of your meeting, any meeting you are having, whether that is a meeting with your family members, with your friends, or with your teammates. And you could also do this preparation, that how you are going to make it funny, how you are going to make it more personable. These are all tactics. And at the same time, you can also make it, what are the technical side of things and what data do you need to collect. In case of the car example, you need to collect what is the true value of the car, what is the benchmark invoice prices, not the list prices, but the invoice prices from different dealers. That's your technical data. Or what is the best rate you can get from different banks? That's your technical data. And then you need to know the possibilities are endless. It's not whatever people have quoted you, but what can you get based on your strategy, your strategic relationship, beyond what anybody has marketed. So your technical data says one thing, but your strategy and strategic relation could actually take you next. So I hope this could be part of our next year resolution, that how to turn no to yes, and how to be more of a yes and positive person, and create positivity and enhance relations, while increasing the expanding the pie for everybody, and everybody benefit more. With all that, I would wish you best of 2026, and may God bless you all. Thank you.